Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17 doing a review on Baywatch. Why is 151 not here? Well, he went to work, and I had to get my car repaired, so I did the smart thing and got in Lyft, which is now back in Austin, which is weird, and went to go see Baywatch while my car's getting repaired. They said it would be an hour. I'm like, it's going to be 3. Went to see Baywatch, came back, it was 3. So there's that. What do I think of Baywatch? Baywatch is an okay film. It's okay. It's a comedy action movie that has Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Zac Efron, along with a couple other actors, like, for example, Alexander Daddario, which is fine and pretty good. And also, I'm going to butcher this guy's name, but there's a reason I'm mentioning this name. Yahala Abdul Mateen II. Why did I say his name? Well, he's an officer, and you've probably seen this officer. Why do I bring him up? He's going to be Black Manta in Aquaman. Yeah, the officer in this film gonna be like the evil bad guy in the next DC film after Wonder Woman, which I'm so happy to hear is good. Oh, thank God. And I'm like, please don't crash and burn the DC universe. And not only that, it's fantastic. I can't wait to see it. At least by what people say. Anyway, back to Baywatch. Yeah, so he's Black Manta, which was like, right. Well, I did not know that, but at some point now I'm like, okay, that's cool. I just can't say his name. And then there's some other actors, and they do fine. Like, this film, the performances people give, they try and make this material funny. The problem is the script. The script is just not funny. Like, the first half is good, and there's some situations, the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, just, his charisma just lands, and Zac Efron too, they just nail it. But, moving on, the second half, unfortunately, it just doesn't carry. There's still some entertaining bits, like Zac Efron having a delusion over Alexander Daddario and realizing it's The Rock. Like, that's funny. But, like, there's some other points where it's just like The Rock saying random gibberish, and I'm just like, okay, that's great. And I just wish that, and I feel like The Rock tried, and Zac Efron tried, and Alexander Daddario tried, and these other actresses tried. But it was just the script. It's just the bad writing. And I feel like that's where you really do need a good set of writers to just have good material. And just have, like, a really good script. Because, like, there are situations in this film where they literally will do something, and then they will do the exact same thing. I'm not even kidding. For just, like, the same plot line they just went through. The same scenario they went through. They do it again. And it's like, you could have cut that out entirely and just kind of, like, edited a few things around and probably gotten a better scenario. Also, it's like, there's a main villain in this. She's fine. And she works. But then also there's, like, secondary villains. And they try to give some personality to them. And there's also some villains who you may not expect. Whatever the case may be, it's fine. It's fine. It's like, but it's like, you know, as soon as, like, for example, well, I'll get in a spoiler later. But in any case, before I even do that, do I recommend this film? The first half is funny. It knows what it is. Unfortunately, the special effects are just bad. Special effects are bad. The fire scenes are bad. The helicopter scene is bad. It's just, I'm being 100% honest. Like, the effects do not look good. Like, when I go see The Flash on TV and I can see, I know it's another DC comic, but how about something a little bit smaller? How about something like A Monster Calls? Or something that doesn't have a huge budget, but still has pretty good actors in it. And it's still like, the effects on this, I can believe. The effects of that, no. It doesn't work. There's a couple decent shots, but, like, the fireboat scene is something that obviously, it's just like, yeah, there's an issue. There's, They put the budget into the actors, and I feel like that's another thing. It's like well, actually, so do I recommend this film? If you really want to go see a comedy, this will be fine. I don't think there's really a huge comedy out right now. Guardians is more, again, if you want superhero comedy, that's fine. But, like, just a pure comedy, I would say there isn't really much of anything. I know there's, like, not what, oh god, it's like Snatched, I think is what it's called, or something with, oh, I forget her name. But there's, like, another one which did okay. It's not really breaking the bank. But if you really want to go see a comedy with your friends and go to the Alamo and drink, this will be fine. This will be fine for you. But I just don't think it's 21 Jump Street. And that's what it's going to be compared to. Like, for example, earlier this year there was a movie called Chips, and that's doing the exact same thing where it's based off a TV show from a few decades ago, and it's like, we're gonna bring this back with a 21 Jump Street edge, and it just didn't work. I know a couple people who are in my who I work with, and they enjoy it, but they're like, it's good, it's funny, but I'm like, how does it compare to 21 Jump Street? And I was like, well, 21 Jump Street's better. I'm like, okay, that's the point. So what I think about, yeah, I say, okay, a decent comedy that turns into more of a drama that doesn't work in the second half. I feel like it just needed a better script and just iron out a few of the edges. Like another just rewrite would have been a lot better. And I feel like you could have actually had a really good film because, man, do these actors try. But unfortunately, material is just not all that funny, at least in my opinion. And it's like, I'm not the jokester. I completely understand that. You go to my content and you're like, well, you're not that funny yourself. I'm like, well, that's true. I may not, and maybe I'm just keep pushing myself down a lot more than I should. But like, I don't think of myself as that funny of a person. But when I'm in a full movie theater and the first half there's quite a lot of laughs, and the second half there's kind of a low doll sound, like a little bit of like a chuckle here and there, and the occasional laugh when like Dwayne kisses Zac Efron, which to save his life, and that's pretty hilarious. But like, when you have moments like that, like being like every 5 or 10 minutes you hear like just a laugh in a comedy, that's bad. That's not great. And it's like, for example, when I see, and I know this be apples to oranges, but when I watch something like an abridged show, like Team 4-Star, I can laugh because, again, I know the material, and I'm sure there's people in the movie theater that know the material of Baywatch and can make fun of it, and I've seen a little bit, so I can make fun of, I know what they're making fun of, but even to me, it was just kind of just like, eh. And even when it's not, I don't know the material, they can just make stuff really funny. Like, they had a Lazy Town reference I didn't even know about, but it was still hilarious. And eventually I got the reference. I'm like, okay, that's clever. Not really anything like that. Nothing like that outrageous in this film. I still think, like, Pirates of the Caribbean had probably a funnier, like, out of the two films I saw recently, that had a funnier scene out of anything in Baywatch with the guillotine scene. That's just me. But, again, it's okay. It's a decent comedy, but it's just okay. It's not terrible. It's not. You will not hate this film. That's why I was like, oh, this film is hot trash. I'm like, no, the actors give a good performance. It's just the material given. So spoiler alert for the meantime. My problem. Okay, so Zac Efron's fine. I actually think he's probably one of the best parts of this film. Especially, was it Ronnie's character, John Bass? Also really good. Alexander Daddario, really good. Just wish they could have gotten better material. Like, for example, there's a scene with Zac Efron where he's called a derogative name that he hates from the Olympics, and he's like, F it, I'm just going to drink. And I feel like at that moment, he wouldn't necessarily do that. And also, with everyone laughing at him, I don't think he would just be like, yeah, party, because everyone's kind of making fun of him. So I don't think that would be something his character would do. I feel like he would, especially with the leading to, he would do something else. But also, you have a scene like The Rock where, again, he's a stoic man, and he's like just trying. He takes lifeguarding to a whole new level, and I like how they took him away from that and kind of brought him down a little bit. But I feel like he was a little too perfect, and it's like that's a little bit of a complaint. But I feel like in this film, it would be nice to actually see The Rock have a goal, a reason for it. For doing that, and that may sound extreme for a comedy, but it turned into a drama, and it just wasn't working. So I was expecting they were doing that, and it just didn't happen. So I was like, okay. Like I said, the script could have been a lot better. I know there was a whole deal with Ronnie's character going after a character called CJ, done by Kelly Rohrbach, who's like an actress and a model. She's been in a few films known for modeling. She was great. Like, she was fine with was actually had some pretty good jokes. But, like, that whole dynamic, I'm just like, there's a scene where Ronnie's supposed to distract somebody and CJ's kind of watching, and she's laughing, but with the moves Ronnie was doing, it would have been better and more convincing if he was actually, like, if what he was trying to do was actually really good instead of really bad. Because the whole goal of this was to make sure the main villain, again, I'm making sure I have the names correct, Periok Chopra as Victoria, who's like this big like property owner / drug dealer. Kind of making sure things worked out, and like they could kind of sneak behind. Oh, I should really also mention, I almost forgot, and this is how sad it is. Ilfnesh Hadera, who plays Stephanie Holden, aka the second, like Mitch's second. I wish she got more screen time, because she was fantastic with what she was given, and also kind of helped like keep up with The Rock, but she's not in it as much. And it's funny because the Zac Efron character is even like, she should be in charge, and I'm just like, yes, I want her more in this film. But and that also leads to a big thing. So so there's John Thrope. He's Mitch's superior, and he's played by Rob Hubel. His first line, I knew he was going to be a villain. I knew he was a villain, and it's just like, you could have, like, that's where the script problem is. Like, man, you don't have to be a genius to realize that he is secretly the villain. You just literally in the first sentence spilled it out. So, great job, script writing. Great job. Look, I know writing a script is difficult. I'm doing that right now, but it's like, maybe do a little bit more clever foreshadowing than the first line being like this ulterior motive. It's like, oh, god dang it, just word it better, just do something. But yeah, I'm going a little too long on just a movie called Baywatch, but like I said, it's okay, and I just feel like it could have been a lot better, and you can see the actors trying to make this material work. It's just, yeah, the pacing issues, there's pacing issues, there's repeated events which doesn't work. There's situations where I'm like, this guy just like cracks a phone in half, they switch out a folder, alright, and while it's it leads to a great fight scene between The Rock fighting a henchman inside like a house, and I feel like that scene was actually pretty funny, because it's just like, you're not gonna fight The Rock, you're not gonna fight him win, and I was just like, oh, this guy is just gonna beat him, and like that scene's pretty funny, but because like Rock's like, hey, not the baby picture, like that was really good, but then it leads to a scene which leads to almost identical situation, and I feel like that also was like a point where it's like, I don't think Mitch's character would leave a beach unattended by how much literally he goes over and like obsesses about the beach. That's something he would not do at all. So that was a big issue as well. Yeah, I feel like, again, it's just like, okay, we need to set this up, but it's like, you could have connected the pieces a lot better, or just ironed things out. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Again, which is sad, because of the fact that I feel like this film could have been a lot better, and I just held back. But in any case, guys, that's my review of Baywatch. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and tune into further reviews, which will probably be on, let's see, TV show-wise, Mystery Science Theater 3000, and the new movie Wonder Woman, which I cannot wait to see. Yes, I'm saying that about a DC film. I cannot wait to see Wonder Woman, and I am so happy to say that. In any case, guys, I'll see you next time.